Top anime where the MC builds a kingdom. Arslan was supposed to be the next crown prince of Pars. However, his country was suddenly attacked by its neighbors and their invasion was successful. Arlen barely made it out alive thanks to his loyal servant, Daryun. Now on the run, Arlen realized that he had lost everything he cherished and set his mind on getting it back. He went on a journey to rally companions and through his righteous hearts, he touched many. By his side, you can now find a genius strategist, an unbeatable soldier, a genius marksman and so many trustworthy followers who are all ready to give their lives for him. Their goal: reclaim Pars and make sure that Prince Arlen gets his hands on the throne. Salork is the most carefree and relaxed character you may ever encounter. His laziness is truly a shame since his mind is a treasure trove. He is an amazing strategist, a military genius, and an incomparable leader full of confidence. He has guts and courage, nothing scares him, not even pain or death. His country is in a big pinch, its influence is declining by the day, it's getting more corrupt by the second, and the emperor is no better than a puppet. And yet, he had no intention of helping it until he was forcibly dragged into the conflict and caught the eyes of the princess. This was the order that she gave him: rise to the top of the imperial army and change this country from its core. Lose the war in a way to maintain enough power to keep our traditions safe. Absorb the culture and economics of our enemies to purify the empire, and by doing so save this country. Melromark is in imminent danger. The waves of catastrophe are unleashing endless hordes of terrifying monsters on its people, and they do not have the power to fight back. The legend said that only heroes summoned from another world can save them. With no other option than to rely on this information, the summoning ritual began. 4 teenagers appeared before them, and each of them was entrusted with a legendary weapon, thus the spear, sword, bow, and shield came to be. They were all worshipped by the people except the shield, RMC, Naofumi Iwatani, who had been deemed useless, and yet, the shield was the only one determined to help them. Momonga was supposed to be nothing more than an incredibly strong avatar that managed to build his own dominion inside one of the most popular VR games, Yggdrasil. However, the day the game was shutting down forever, something happened to the owner of Momonga. The time limit was breached, and yet he was still in the game. What's even weirder is that it feels so very real. Oh my god, how can that be? He is now his avatar in the flesh. He has now to manage his domain himself. And also he has to get out of here. Good thing he has subordinates to do all that work for him.
Senku! この世界何もないぞ! どうすればいいんだ! 科学の力でゼロから文明を作り出すんだよ。
Senku is a man of science, he's a total genius, and he is still in high school. One day, a bright green light engulfed the entire world and all of humanity turned to stone. 3,000 years into the future, the first human who managed to break free from his shell of stone was Senku. He woke up in a world deprived of any kind of technology. The world reverted back to its natural origins. However, Senku did not give up on humanity nor the modern world that he cherishes. His dream is still to go to space, and it hasn't changed. First step, found out how he was able to wake up. The solution to that question gave him the elixir that can unpetrify the statues. Step 2, save all humanity and work with the smartest brains to modernize, although I do believe the smartest one is already up. He's definitely a genius MC.
そそるぜこれは
王の力はお前を孤独にする。その覚悟があるのなら
いいだろう結ぶぞその契約私はゼロ
Lelouch Lamperouge was the Prince of Britannia. Due to a certain turn of events, he and his sister Nunnally were thrown out of the family and stripped of their names. They now live as normal high schoolers. They live a happy life, however. That peaceful happy life is nowhere near enough for the genius Prince Lelouch, who only wants revenge and to once and for all make a world where Nunnally can be safe. That unfair country ruled by nobles and royalty is a disgrace. That unfair country that only favors the strong is a monstrosity. His blind and paralyzed sister will stand no chance of survival in that world where animals pretending to be human are at each other's throats. There is no need for a country as broken as this one. Thus, with the help of his Geas, an omnipotent power that was granted to him by CC, he will destroy the current world and build one anew.
そんな国で今、俺は王様をしている。
これより勇者召喚の儀を執り行う
Kanzuya Soma was summoned to another world as the hero that will save the kingdom. However, how to put it, his role is a bit unusual since the governors decided to sell him to another country in exchange for protection. Kazuna wasn't really happy about that. I mean, they robbed him of his life and are planning to use him as a negotiation tool. How inconsiderate can they be? Well, he used his brain, struck a deal, and promised them to rebuild the country so it is strong enough to defend itself without the help of anyone. Using only administrative reforms, he quickly achieved his goal, married the princess, and became king, and believe it or not, this is where the fun begins.
あなたってすごく現実主義なのね。
ああ、そうかもな。
Kodo Misumi's parents struck a deal with a goddess. When their son was born, she took him into her realm and made him a hero. Upon meeting him, she was disgusted by his appearance. He was hideous. She can't possibly give the title of hero to a creature as ugly as she is, so she changed her mind, gave him the ability to comprehend all languages except the human one, and shipped him out to the edge of her dominion where no human resides. Makoto awakened incredible magical and physical abilities. His power was unimaginable. Every inhabitant he came across was mesmerized by him and idolized him. Before he knew it, he had followers here to help him build a country where they can all live together in serenity.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a prince, a genius prince.
Naitra is on the verge of bankruptcy, and it's up to the crown prince, Wine Selima Arbalest, to get it back up on its feet. Yes, it's an extremely difficult task, but not for him really. He's kind of a genius both in terms of politics and military tactics. However, those are facts that he desperately wants to keep secret. Why is that? Because he is just super lazy. All he wants is to increase the value of the country for a little while, sell it to the highest bidder, and retire to go on a never-ending vacation with the money. He didn't change his mind about that. It's just that each of his schemes works so well that he ends up in unbelievable situations with people more important than the others.
Truth be told, he just wants to let everything go and live in tranquility.
国、高く売れねえかな。
When he was a human, he was murdered on the streets. His soul traveled worlds, and he woke up in the body of an overpowered slime that was given the name Rimuru. Rimuru, who was supposed to be a kin of the weakest species, yields unimaginable power, too many to count really. His aura says it all by itself. When he got out of the cave he woke up in, he found a goblin village and he saved it, thus becoming its chief. Before his eyes, that small village began to grow and grow and grow, and now it turned into a legitimate country whose goal is to let humans, as well as monsters, live together in harmony.
死になさい。 デッドエンドレインボー目覚めろグラトニー。
速やかに実行に移ります。